just getting comfy. Starting by lying down on our back. And you can have your knees bent, you can have your legs straight. Whatever feels good. And we're going to get started. So if you want to press that play button on your music, you're welcome to do that now. And as you lie here on your back, just let your body become as soft and relaxed as possible. You can let your hands rest on your belly if that feels good. You can just let the arms rest to the floor if that feels good. And just starting to close the eyes, checking into the body, checking into the breath, noticing how you're feeling today. That moment of asking how we're doing, just the way we ask a friend, a family member. If you wake up and there's someone around, you usually ask them, how did you sleep? How are you feeling today? And if there's no one around, then it's good to start practicing asking ourselves that. But even if there is people around you, it's really good, beneficial for us to really have that conversation with ourselves. How did we sleep? How are we feeling? How are we feeling physically in the body? How are we feeling in our heart? How is our mental space? Our mental well-being? Just offering yourself that moment, that space of compassion, of listening, of understanding. And then let's start to use the breath. We're going to take a nice deep inhale and a big exhale. Starting to wake up the lungs, awakening the lungs, slowly breathing in, feeling the lungs fill from the very bottom to the very top. And then exhaling everything out. Feel that as you inhale, you're really extending the breath into all corners of the lungs, side, top, bottom. Exhaling everything out, letting it go. Now, our breath really is a communication between the heart, between the nervous system, the brain, and we can influence that system by influencing the breath. So when we inhale, every time we inhale, the heart actually speeds up just a tiny, tiny bit. And every time we exhale, the heart rate lowers a little bit. So it's always this undulation. But we can exaggerate that and over time change the heartbeat, the heart rate. So when we want to be more invigorated, when we want to feel more energized, enlivened, excited, we want to increase the inhalation. And the opposite, whenever we need to relax, whenever we need to feel less excited, we want to increase the exhalation. So as this is morning and we're trying to awaken our system, let's focus on increasing your inhalation. If, however, you're already kind of feeling in an anxious state this morning, if you've woken up kind of already with that rising excitement within you, maybe you want to increase your exhalation. So just do the reverse. Okay, so on your next inhale, can you inhale to the count of 5, all the way from the base of your lungs to your ribs, to your chest. And then just let your exhale out without paying much attention, but emptying the lungs completely. Then this time, inhale for the count of 6. So now we're increasing that inhalation. And exhale, just let the exhale fall, maybe even out through the mouth, naturally, without much attention. And then inhale, increase that to 7 this time. So 5 to 6 to 7. And exhaling when you're ready, just letting it fall naturally out. So we're going to come back to that. We're going to take moments in our practice today to really exaggerate the inhalation over the exhalation. And other times, we just want to be breathing nice and slowly and deeply. So sometimes we're going to increase the inhalation. And then others, we just want the breath to be nice and rhythmical and balanced. Okay, so let's take a big stretch, like a big yawn for the body. Stretch your legs out down the mat. Reach your arms up and back behind you, like you're trying to reach for something, trying to grab something behind you. Point your toes to stretch through the tops of your feet. And then as you exhale, just start to lower your lower back, lower spine to the floor and bring your knees into your chest. And as you squeeze the thighs into your belly, knees into your chest, you'll feel a nice stretch for the lower back. And maybe a little rock from side to side. Nice. And let's bring our feet to the floor. Stretch your legs straight down the mat again. Reach your arms, take that big yawn, reach back as if you're trying to find something behind you. And then keeping your arms above your head, just relax. Relax the arms. You can relax your feet for a moment. And we're going to stretch just the right side of the body. So pressing the right foot forward, reaching back with the right hand, reach back, stretch, and then relax. Just come back to a neutral, arm overhead position. Then the left side. So an inhale, stretch, reach, and then relax. We're going to do that 3 times, building that inhalation. So inhaling for 5 as you stretch the right side of the body. Exhale, release, come back to neutral. Inhale for 5, the left side. Stretching the left side of the body. And exhale back to center. Right side, inhale for 6. Exhale, release, back to center. Inhale for 6, the left side. Reach a little bit further, press the foot a little bit further, and exhale back to center. And last time, inhale for 7. So really exaggerating that inhalation, really stretching out. And exhale, release. Left side, last side. Stretch a little bit deeper. Move the foot away from the hand. And release when you're ready. Good. Stretch both arms, both feet one more time. Pull your navel to spine, lower back to floor. Pull the knees into your chest. And give yourself a nice big hug again. Now let's open our arms out to the side of the chest so that your arms are in that T-shaped position. And I hope my microphone is better today. I did fix it yesterday. Yeah, no static. Great, fantastic. My Friday has been made. So take your arms out to the side. Maybe the palms of the hands are up to the ceiling. Maybe they're down to the floor. If they're down, that's going to help root you more. We're going to wake up the spine and the core a little bit, coming into spinal twist. So bring your knees and your ankles together. Breathe in at the top. And we're going to exhale. Just take the knees over to the right, but without touching the floor. Good. Pause here. Hover. Inhale for 5 to the center. Good. And exhale, drop them over to the left, just hover. Inhale for 5, back to the center. Exhale over to the right again, hovering above the ground. Inhale for 6, back to the center. Exhale over to the left, hover. Inhale for 6, back to the center. Over to the right, one more time. Hover and get as low as you can. Really feel the core engage. Inhale for 7, slowly. All the way back to the center. And exhale all the way to the left. Inhale for 7, all the way back to the center. Good. Let's take the knees all the way over now to the right. Just let them fall to the floor. Turn your head towards the opposite hand. Maybe the right hand comes onto that top thigh for a deeper twist. Really rotating the chest away from the knees. Good. And then inhale back to center. And exhaling all the way over to the left, just to really deepen that twist. Maybe the left hand comes on top of the knee, turning your head and your gaze in the opposite direction. And then inhale back up to the sky. Take hands over the knees, both hands over your knees, and just start to draw circles with your knees in the sky. And circle one way, reverse that, circle the opposite way, the other way. Good. Then we're going to take both of our hands behind our thigh. We're going to inhale, kick your legs up to the ceiling. So both legs at the same time. Open the hamstrings. And then bend the knees, like you're going to kick your heels to your bum. And again, inhale, opening the backs of the knees, hamstring muscles. Exhale, release. Good. One more time. Inhale, stretch, 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 stretch. Pause. The knees might be a little bent. That's okay. They might be a little forward. That's okay. And then we're going to just start to bring the legs, whether they're slightly bent or not, a little bit more towards your face. So it's like we're in a forward fold, but we're just doing that forward fold on our back. So think forward fold. Maybe press your feet out a little bit more, and that's going to really open the hamstring. It might even invite a little shaking. Inhale, lengthen that inhalation. Maybe all the way up to 7. And exhale, just a release. One more time, inhale. Maybe pull the legs in a little deeper. And exhale, release. Good, bend the knees. Hold the right knee into the chest, send the left leg forward, and let the heel come down to the ground and flex the toes back. So you're showing the sole of your foot to the wall. Pull the legs in the opposite direction. The right knee pulls in towards the chest, maybe even a little bit wider towards the outer part of the chest, the armpit. Press the left leg forward and really start to try to press the back of the thigh, particularly the back of the upper thigh, right by your sit bone towards the ground. Take one more breath here. Now keep your back level on the floor, and you're just going to take the knee across just a little bit. You feel a little pull through the outer hips. Stay here, chest still facing the sky. Nice, slow, rhythmical breath. Even on the inhale, even on the exhale for this moment. And then come back to center. And we're going to take the knee open out to the side, let it drop. Your hand is kind of holding it, guiding it there. If you feel like, oh, I just want a really big, juicy stretch right now, you can hook your peace fingers, the first and the middle finger around the big toe, and you can try to open that leg. Even if it stays bent like a half happy baby pose, you can come into that. Or just let the foot be all the way dropped and the knee is bent and you're just opening that bent knee out to the side. Pull that leg back to the center. Extend the right leg up to the sky. Hold the thigh. And then just circle the ankle a couple of times. Circle one way. Circle the other way. And then we're going to walk our hands up the leg as if you're coming to your ankle, to your foot. Try to get as close as you can. And then release. Drop the foot down. Slide it to the floor. Take a little pause, little moment to notice. And then we'll do the other side. So pull the left knee into the chest. Pressing the right leg forward, flex the foot so the sole of the foot is to the sky. Good. Welcome those who just joined. Relax the shoulders. So we're stretching the legs away from each other. pushing that right leg forward, drawing the left knee to the chest. Relax and let your shoulders be heavy. Breath is even for this time, even on the inhale, even on the exhale. And then draw that leg across the body, just a fraction. So we're keeping the left hip down on the ground. The left arm might be open out to the side. And back into the breath, slow and deep. And then open the knee out to the side, and you're going to catch it with that left hand. And it might be that you're just keeping the knee bent. This is a nice place to be. Think about opening through the inner thigh, the inner groin, keeping the pelvis level. So the chest, the front of the pelvis is facing to the sky. If you did want a deeper stretch, take your two peace fingers around the big toe and start to lift that foot towards the ceiling more. So you come into a half happy baby. If you're super flexible and super open first thing in the morning, maybe you can even straighten that leg, but whew, that's intense first thing in the morning. So it's okay to be in any of those other two options. Let's take one more breath here. Good. And then we're going to pull that knee back into the center. Stretch the legs straight up to the sky. Hold behind the thigh. Circle the ankle a couple of times. Just feel into the top of the foot. Notice what that's feeling like this morning. Circle the other way if you have it. Take a deep inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, use your abdominal muscles to walk up that leg, going a little bit deeper into that stretch. And then release. Bring both knees back into your chest. One last squeeze here, maybe a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to come to our seat. And let's do that, if we can, by rocking and rolling 3 times up and down the spine. So we do that, create momentum, lift your feet, rock forward, try to balance, and then rock back. And it's harder, you use more of the core if you take the hands away, so you're not holding onto your legs. Good. And then come all the way up to your seated position. Wonderful. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Martine, Sarah, Nicole. Good morning. So coming into a cross-legged position, hands on your knees. We're going to wake up gently into the hips by taking these little rolls, little circles around the hips. And I want you to really feel your sit bones, and I want you to feel that you go in front of them when you go forward, the side, and you even go behind them when you go back. Good. Reverse, go the opposite way. Close your eyes so that you're really into this, and it becomes more fluid. Good. The next time you come to the center, walk your hands forward. And it might be that you're just here. Keep your hips anchored on the ground. Inhaling for 5. And then as you exhale, just let go. Drop into that hole. Then inhale for 6 now. Slow the inhale. Lengthen it to 6. Exhale. Maybe you can drop in a little more deep. Last time, inhale for 7. And then drop just a little more deeply. Relax the head, and then we're going to inhale. Come all the way back up. Stay in this cross-legged position. Now, my right leg is in front of my left leg. You might have the opposite. So whatever leg is in front, go towards that knee. We're going to go to a diagonal stretch here. So I'm going to my right knee because my right leg is in front, and walk your hands out in the same direction as that knee. Good. Let your head drop. Lengthen the inhale to 5 on your next breath. And just let the exhalation release, maybe even through the mouth. With a little sigh. Inhale for 6. And release. Maybe a little deeper. Inhale for 7, the next breath. And release. Good. Now walk your hands back towards that knee. And the left hand is going to grab hold of that right knee. Or if you're doing the opposite, if your opposite leg is on top. We're going to breathe in, stretch the right arm to the sky, the other arm, reach, lift, and exhale, come over to your side bend, but you're holding on to your knee. Good, so it's going to limit you a little bit. Relax the shoulders, open the chest, sink the knee down into the hand, and let's do that 3 breath count again. So we're going to inhale into 5, lengthening the inhalation more than the exhalation. Exhale, soften your shoulders. Let the exhale just go. Inhale, 4, 6. And exhale, just let that breath go. Maybe you're falling a little deeper. Inhale for 7. Feel that inhale lifting up through the spine. And exhale. On your next inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, release the arms. Come back to neutral. We're going to shrug the shoulders. Inhale. Lift the shoulders to your ears. And exhale, just let them fall. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale, maybe a little longer. And exhale. How good does that feel? Let's switch the cross of our legs. To do that, let's come into a cheeky little boat pose. So uncrossing your legs, bring your feet in line with your knees. Maybe we're using our hands to lean back into. Maybe we take the hands away. Think about pressing up into the sky with your head, with your heart is lifting. And then let's cross the other direction. So take the other foot to the top in front. Hands onto your knees. Good. And we're going to inhale as we lean back. And we're going to exhale as we pull the chest forward, open up into a back bend. Inhale as we lean back. Exhale. Inhaling. And exhale. So this is seen in Kundalini Yoga. We're going to speed it up in a moment. We call it the camel ride. You want to imagine you're on a camel. And we're going to actually increase the breath. So it's a real invigorating breath. So it's inhale as we lean back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Feel the sit bones really anchor down through them. Keep invigorating through that breath. One last moment here. Inhale. And exhale. Back to center. Just notice how that feels. After quick movement, rapid breath, we feel a little buzz inside, a little increased lift of energy. And then let's make those circles again. So we can link the breaths here too. Maybe we exhale on the forward fold and we inhale as we go back. Exhaling as you go forward as it kind of squeezes the breath out of the lungs. Inhaling as we go back and around. And reverse that, go the opposite way. You might even reverse the breath. Try inhaling as you go forward. Exhale as you go back. See how that feels. And the next time you come around to the middle, we're going to place our hands there. Do a little lift of the chest to create more length in the spine. And then start to fold down. And let's do the lengthening of the inhalations again. So inhaling to 5. Exhale, just let the breath release without any counting or control. Inhale, lengthen the inhale to 6. Exhale, just releasing the breath. Inhaling for 7, maybe a little deeper. And exhale, let go. Good. Walk your hands up, back to the middle, back to the leg. Walk over to that front leg knee, and then walk yourself into a diagonal. And if you've just joined and missed the beginning, we're increasing the inhalation so that we can invite a little bit more vigor into the body. Whenever we inhale, the heart rate just lifts a little bit, speeds up a little bit. When we exhale, it slows down. And if we do something for a long extended amount of time, it can have an effect over the heart rate. And here we just want to kind of increase it. We want to wake up the system. But if you need the opposite, then you're going to increase your exhalation. So if you're feeling already that the heart rate is too high, we need to lower and calm ourselves, then you're increasing the exhalation. Good. Deepening this hold just a moment. And then we're going to walk the hands back towards that knee, grabbing hold of the knee with the opposite hand. Inhale, take the arm up, the free arm up to the sky, and then take your side bend. Good. Inhale for 5. Root down through the sit bone. Exhale, just letting go of that breath. Inhaling for 6. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, just let go of that breath. Inhaling for 7. And exhale here. On your next inhale, lift back up to center. Exhale the hands down. Come back to the center. Shrug the shoulders again. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling for 6. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lift and exhale. Release. Inhale. And exhale. Let's go more quickly. Just 5 times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Take a deep breath. Reach the arms up to the sky. Look up to the thumbs. And exhale the arms slowly down by your side. Good. Come onto all fours, onto your hands and knees. And let's wake up gently into the hips, into the spine. So we're coming into an all fours position, box shape. Shoulders are over the wrists, knees are under the hips. And just let your hips sway from side to side. And as you do that, you're pushing into the muscles that are along the outer hip, the outer glute muscles, giving them a little stretch here. And then we're going to start to make some circles. And taking the hips all the way back, maybe bringing the weight forward over the hands. And then reverse, take that the opposite way. Connecting to the core as you do these circles. Feel the navel drawing in and up. And then coming back to a centered position. Spread the fingers. Make sure the weight is in the knuckles and the fingertips as well. So really palpitating that ground below you. Inhaling to lift the chin, lift the tailbone. And you can always tuck the toes if that feels better for you at any time. Exhaling to round. Curl the chin under, curl the tailbone. Lift the ribs to the sky. Inhaling. Feel that you're pulling the ribs and chest through the arms. And exhale, round. Feel like you're moving your pelvis slightly forward as you round. And keep going with your breath. Inhaling for 5. And exhale. Squeeze the breath out of your lungs. Inhale for 6. And exhale. Squeeze the breath out of the lungs. Inhaling for 7. And exhale. Inhale back to a neutral position. Then I just want you to kind of sink your chest through your shoulders. So your arms are straight, but it feels like you've collapsed your chest and your shoulder blades feel like they're kind of winging off of your back. So your arms stay straight. We're going to do a little scapula push-up. So you're pushing into your hands and you're going to lift your chest away from the mat. So you feel a little bump through the upper back. Good. Sink your chest again. So it's like you're doing a push-up, but you're not bending the elbows. The arms are completely straight. Press into your hands and lift the upper back towards the sky. And again, drop the chest, just breathing evenly, smoothly here. Push into your hands, lift the upper back to the sky. Chest lift. One more time. Lower. So this is amazing for backs that hurt after working a lot. When you're on your keyboard a lot. Good. Strengthening those back muscles. Beautiful. Come back to that box shape. Bend your hips back. Come into a child's pose. Extend the arms. And we're going to make this more of an active child's pose. So come onto your fingertips here in child's pose. Lift the wrists, lift the elbows. And then start to walk your fingers towards the top of your mat. So you're keeping your hips on your heels, but you're walking your hands as far forward to the top of the mat as you can. Take one more breath there. You should feel a nice big stretch for the chest. Exhale, and then inhale. Rise back to that all fours. And we're going to inhale then. Lift the right arm to the side. Open up into a twist. And as you exhale, just thread the right arm underneath the left. Pause. Don't come down. Inhale again. Open. Exhale. Take that arm underneath. Pause. Good. Inhaling to open. Exhale. Now lie your arm down. So come down to the shoulder, to the side of the face. Push the left hand down into the ground. Roll the left shoulder back. Press the shoulder into the floor. Good. And this left arm, you can do whatever you want. Some like to bind it behind the lower back. Some like to reach it towards the top of the mat if that feels good. Good. Keep pulling the left hip crease back so the hips stay square. Keep pulling that left shoulder over the right so the chest is turning into a twist. Breathe slowly here. Feel that the spine is twisting, thoracic spine. And then slowly unravel. Come back to all fours. Maybe a little moment in a child's pose, or tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come into your downward facing dog. And then let's prepare for the other side. So knees touch back to the floor. Inhale, left arm open. Exhale, spread it underneath the right. Inhale, take the left arm up. Exhale, underneath the right. Inhale, take the left arm up. Thread it underneath the right, lie onto the shoulder, onto the side of the ear. Beautiful. And take a moment there. Maybe now that right arm is just pressing on the ground to help roll open the chest. Maybe it comes behind the lower back. Beautiful. Or maybe the arm is reaching up over the head, fingertips to the top of the mat. Amazing. How are you breathing here? How is your breath? Lovely. Very good. And then slowly let's come out of that pose. All the way back to all fours. Maybe send the hips back to your child's pose. Reach the arms forward, forehead down. Or maybe let's come into downward facing dog. Actually, let's all come into downward facing dog. It's about that time. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and start to press everything back. Bending through the knees, marching out the legs. Good. So here we're saying good morning to a lot. We're saying good morning to the shoulders, the arm strength, as it's having to hold our body weight here. We're saying hello and awakening those hamstrings and calf muscles more deeply. Maybe you feel it in the chest. So there's a lot going on. Lovely. We're going to do a little flow to help energize us a little bit, wake up everything a little bit more deeply. And there's options here. So the first option, we come from down dog. And then as we inhale, we're going to come forward, drop the knees to the floor, and then come into a cow pose. So the chin lifts, the tailbone lifts, and we have that little dip in the spine. Then we're going to exhale, tuck the toes, pull back up, and back to down dog. That's option one. Option two, we're going to inhale forward and come into a plank pose. So shoulders over the wrist, nice and strong, lower belly's in. And then we exhale back into our down dog. We're going to do that with those lengthened breaths. So starting with 5, choose your option. Inhaling, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pull back. Good. Inhaling for 6. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, pull everything back. Last time for 7. Inhaling, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, everything pulls back. Good. Downward facing dog. Lifting your sit bones up to the sky. Pressing the thigh bones back. Pressing your calf muscles back and heels back and down. Just letting your head be heavy. And then let's start to walk our hands back to our feet. Walking our hands back to our feet, starting to bend the knees to make this a lot easier for our bodies. And walk yourself into a forward fold and then just hang out here for a moment. Let your head drop, let your body sway. Maybe the knees are bent. Maybe you have opposite hand holding the opposite shoulder. Relax your neck. Your head should be swaying very gently. And then let's roll up the spine. So we're going to keep the knees bent. Drop your arms, chin to chest. Roll up. Each vertebra is stacking, one on top of the other. And then finally, the head comes above the heart. Squeeze the shoulders to the ears, pull them back, and then feel them slide down and into place. Good. Do that one more time. Take a deep breath in. Squeeze the shoulders up, pull them back, and slide them down. And then just notice how you feel here. Take a deep breath, press into your feet. Reach up to the sky, draw the thumbs together, and bring your thumbs to your heart through the center. And again, inhale. Circle the hands wide and up, welcoming your day, your morning, and exhale the hands to the heart. Beautiful. We're going to step to the top of the mat. So coming to the top, the front of your mat. And very, very slowly, we're just going to wake up the legs in some standing postures. So let's start with warrior 1. We're just going to step back into it. So the right leg will step back. Find your heel on the ground. There's about a 15 to 30 degree angle on that back foot. Your left knee is facing forward. And the trick here is that, so we want to be facing forward to the top of our mat so that the hips and the chest are square. Now, if that's not possible, if your back foot is too far directly aligned over behind the front foot, you want to make sure your feet are hip distance apart, that there's some space widthways between them. Lunge into that front leg, reach the arms up to the sky, soften the shoulders. Feel that the shoulder blades are just lifting up. They're picking up the back of your heart, showing it to the sky. Good. And then we're going to interlace the hands behind our back, rooting down into the feet. Just stretch open the chest. And the more you start to lift the arms, the deeper that will feel. So make sure your breath stays slow and deep. Take one more moment here. Good. Now keep hold of your hands. So you're going to bend your elbows and you're going to take your hands over to your left hip, your right hip, so that you're kind of stretching now into this left shoulder. So let me do this from behind so you can see what that looks like. Good. Now we're going to take the head towards your right shoulder, towards the bent elbow. You get a nice stretch through the trapezius muscle, through the neck. Go a little deeper into the lunge. Take one more breath here. Maybe just make that head nod a little bit to get deeper into that stretch. And then release, bring your head back to center, straighten the front leg. Take the arms behind you again, open the chest, pull your navel back to spine, and you're going to fold forward over that front leg. Like a little bow, but the front leg is straight this time, like a pyramid pose. And you might not go very far, that's okay. Take one more breath here. And then release your hands here so we can go deeper into that stretch. So maybe let's start with the hands on the top of the thigh so that you have a lot of support. And then you can pull the chest away from the tailbone, away from the pelvis. So there's a lot of space and length through the spine. And if you can keep the space and the length in the spine and bring the hands down a little bit more, maybe that's going to allow you to go a bit deeper here. But remember, this class is about waking up gently. So we're not really in a power move. It's about opening that leg in a gentle way. Making sure the breath is still nice and deep. Good. And then let's just walk the hands back up that leg. Until we come all the way upright again. And we're going to step the back foot forward. And shake that leg out. Give it a little shake. Good. And let's do the other side. So now the left leg is going to step back, finding our warrior one. And imagine your feet are on train tracks that are running down the center of your mat. Yeah, so it's not a tightrope, it's train tracks that we're on. Lunging into that front knee. And the more weight you go forward, or the deeper you go into this lunge, keeping the back heel down, the more calf stretch you'll get in the back leg. Inhale, take the arms up. Feel the lifting of the side body lift, the heart lifting, the back of the heart lifting. And then let's take the hands behind the back. For a moment, let's open the chest more deeply, roll the shoulders back, press the knuckles straight back behind you. Maybe you can start to lift them up. Good. Keep squaring a little bit more, the chest, the hips towards the front of the mat. Good, and then you're gonna bend the elbows, let the arms drop a little bit. Take the whole kind of hand holding over to your left hip. Keep into the lunge, bending that right leg. Sink the right shoulder down, and then drop your ear towards your left shoulder. This is making us work a little bit more. Maybe it's testing your balance a little bit more. This should be stretching nicely into that right shoulder, to the right side of the neck. Maybe invite some movement there. And then lifting the head back to center. Taking the arms back down straight, press the knuckles back. Pull your right leg to be straight, but not locking the joint. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, you're going to come into a fold. And it might be just a little lean. Good. It might be a really deep bow, depends on how you're feeling today. Pull the right hip crease back, right hip crease pulls back. And then take your hands down to support you. So release the arms, hands come either to the thigh, you can start there. Lift, lengthen, keep pulling the right hip crease back. Maybe we walk down that front leg. Maybe the hands go to the floor if they feel like that's possible today, but by all means, stay on the side. It's a good place to be. And just see where you need to be. What feels spacious in your body. Then when you're ready, let's walk our hands back up that front leg. Turn towards the long edge of your mat. That might mean you turn away from me. You can adjust that however you need to. Good, and we're going to turn the toes to or towards the middle of the mat. Hands come to your hips. Pull the shoulders back, open the chest. From your feet, build up into the chest lift. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Make sure that your legs are engaged. Squeeze the muscles against the thigh bones. Then drop your head down. Take your hands to the floor and come up halfway. So inhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, a halfway lift, and exhale, just release it. Inhale for 6, 5, lifting up, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, 7, inhaling, 7, lifting up, 5, 4, 3, 2, one, and exhale. Release, fold. Hang out here. Maybe the arms are working actively against the floor as we lift up through the backs of the sit bones. And maybe the arms are just dangling. Holding opposite elbows is also an option. Lift up through the backs of your legs, through the backs of your sit bones. And then we're going to come all the way up. Bring your hands to your hips. Squeeze the glutes in your thighs. Inhale, lift, rise. And exhale, release the shoulders. Good. Turn back to the top of the mat. Step back all the way into your downward facing dog. Lift the hips. March out. Last downward facing dog here. Lift, lift, lift. Pull back. And then come down onto your knees, onto all fours. Let's come into pigeon pose. We're going to bring the right knee to the right wrist. The shin go across the mat. Slide the left leg down and get comfy here. So maybe we're going to stay here, dropping the forearms down to the floor. Maybe we come all the way down. Maybe we're not there at all, and we're going to come into thread the needle pose instead, lying on our back, bringing the right ankle over the left thigh, hugging the knees into the chest. Just staying there for a moment. Wherever you are, just take that time to really let go, get heavy. Close your eyes, feel into the pose. Beautiful. Think a little deeper. And in this moment, just notice what you do need. Do you need to increase the inhalation? Do you need a little bit more energy, or have you energized enough? Do we maybe need to do the opposite? Increase the exhalation. Good. And then let's come out of that slowly. Walking your way back into either all fours or up and back into your downward facing dog. See what your body needs. Maybe it's a downward facing dog. Maybe it is an all fours position. Or maybe even a little child's pose. And then let's come forward again. Back to hands and knees. Bring your left knee to the left hand, the foot, the shin go across the mat. Slide the right leg back, setting up that pigeon. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, come back down over the leg. Maybe you're coming onto your back. Good. And I want you to take 5 deep breaths here. Again, just working on what you need. Do you need a slow, deep inhalation? Or do you need the exhalation to be longer? Back to all fours, tucking the toes, lifting the hips back into that downward facing dog. And then coming back to our seat. And we're going to come all the way down to our backside. The joys of technology. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. And you can have your feet far away from you. That's going to make this easier. You can bring the feet a little closer to you. Walk your sit bones back. Lift up through the chest. And then exhale, we're going to take a bow forward. Maybe we're holding on to the feet, and that's helping to draw us in. Or maybe we walk the arms forward. And that's going to help lengthen the spine, so we're coming up and out of the tailbone, softening the shoulders. Wherever you are, and just notice which breath that you need to lengthen. Is it the inhalation to increase the heart beat rate, energy, or is it the exhalation? And then slowly let's walk our hands back to our feet. Now we're going to come back into a cross-legged position. If that's not comfortable, you can even just take your legs out straight or out wide. We're just going to come into a nice twist. So breathing in as we take the arms to the sky, lift the chest. Exhaling as you twist to your right side. So the right hand comes behind you. Left hand comes over that knee. Good. All the way to the floor. That's it, Ezra. Push the head to the sky, to the ceiling as you turn to look over that back shoulder. And then inhale, back to center. Reach to the sky, lift the heart, the chest, and exhale over to the left side. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale as you lift up, and exhale as you go into the twist. Inhaling all the way back to center, reach the arms to the sky, and exhale, hands come down by the sides. So, my friends, we've reached the end. So if you want to grab a cushion or a pillow or something to sit on to finish with a little bit of seated practice, meditation, or you can lie down and just use this time as a little relaxation. So get yourself comfortable, spine tall if you are in your seat. And before we go into the meditation, I really like to open the space with that invigorating Vastrika breath. So the Vastrika breath is a really deep inhale and a really big exhalation. So they're really exaggerated. They're not kind of slow, peaceful breaths. They're the really invigorating breaths. And we're just going to do a couple of those. They can make us really lightheaded and dizzy. They really spark the energy. So if you do get lightheaded, dizzy often, and you don't need anything else to get you into that place, then let's just skip that breath. If not, let's come into it together. So a nice deep inhale. Filling the lungs, and a big exhale, deep. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, one more time. Inhale. Exhale, slow inhale. Hold the breath. And a big exhale. So a short burst of that breath. Go back into a steady, slow, relaxed breath. Relax the shoulders. Relax the breath. Just notice the space that creates. You're in a calm, relaxed state. So we can end there because it's now time to go. Becky said she didn't even notice. She just thought it was silent meditation. That's fabulous, Becky. You've got such a great practice. um, yeah, so that's life, isn't it? Things, no matter how well we set them up, they just are perfectly imperfect. So hopefully you did enjoy some of that meditation, even though I had disappeared again in practice. And I hope you have a perfectly imperfect day, just like this practice was. I'm just logging in again so I can see your faces. Thank you, Fiona. I'm glad you enjoyed the silent meditation. I'm back now. I need a virtual assistant to help me with these classes, I think. Does anyone know of anyone who needs a job? Oh, who's still here? Let me see. I'm going to unplug my microphone. Yes. That will work. Oh, look, there's still a lot of you there. Let me unmute you.